Hi guys, Crafty Crystal here. I have a really dense modification of a single crochet. I think I'm going to call it the connected crochet, the connected single. It's very dense. It doesn't give much this way. It'll give a little bit that way. I'm going to use it to make a belt purse with it. And I don't want it giving this way because I don't want the purse to keep getting longer. But you know, if you want to stick a little extra something in there, it's nice to have it open a little bit. I used regular worsted on this, and I used a G hook, and I like the feel of it, the denseness and the stiffness of it. Okay, this is the one that I'm going to show you on because this material seemed to show up better. These, forget it. The gray on gray was not showing up. That was too fuzzy to show up, and this is way too small to show up. So I just wanted to show you the different things because it happened with different size hooks. This is number 5, and I did this with an eye. I'll be showing it to you in a minute, so hang on. Let's go for it. This is a modified single crochet. And it's great for amigurumi too, or any kind of a cover for anything from a computer to a cell phone. Now this is one I did. This is plain worsted, regular worsted, 4 weight I should say, and I did this with an F. It's very, very dense. See if I can get the light right. This light makes lines on the thing. Anyway, see there? Very dense. Now it stretches a little bit this way, but it stretches almost not at all this way. It's very strong this way, so you could use it something long like a purse, where you want the width so you can maybe stuff a little extra in it, but you don't want it hanging down farther than you want it. So this would be great for that, this stitch. Now this is also regular worsted, and I used an H hook on this. You can see it's a little bit bigger. Not much. And as far as the stitches go. The one row is a little bit higher. This is a softer worsted, and it still feels real dense and good. This would be great for slippers, shoes, stuff like that. And like I said, I used the H hook on that. This one I went out and used a J hook. I wanted to see what would happen if you really used a big one, because that always makes a lot more holes. And you have a lot of stretch this way, but you still have a lot less stretch this way. However, using a J hook, you do get holes in it. You get holes in between the rows. You see the green through there? Yeah? Okay. So that's going all the way up to a J hook. Now this is rated 6. This is your chenille, and it's rated 6. It doesn't stretch much this way. It's hard to see holes in it. Feels really nice. This would be great for a plush amigurumi for a child. I went back down to an eye on this one. As you can see, it's really nice. Now the bottom looks a little bit different because instead of starting it with a slip stitch like I did those, I started with a plain single crochet. And then I went into this. So the single crochet is a little bit looser than these are. These are a lot tighter. Okay. Now, I wanted to try to find something that was big enough for you to see what I'm doing. And that's bigger, yes, but with the fuzzy you can't really see what I'm doing. So I went and found me some homespun. This is rated 5, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, this is rated 5 bulky. So I made a chain long enough to show y'all, and then I slip stitch along the humps on each one because it's really hard to start this as a chain. Start with a slip stitch or a single crochet, but unless you want a lot of frustration, do not start it with the chain. Okay, so I chained 2 at the end and turned, and if you look at the chain here, here's the bottom, okay, and here's where the chain came out. You want to go in that back loop, okay, and you don't want to pull a loop through. You want to come around and you want to go through the second, not this one belongs to the chain. You want to go to the second stitch from the end, pull up a loop, and then pull it through that one. Now you got two on your hook, just like any single crochet, and you just pull it through. The difference between this and a regular single crochet is instead of pulling it up through here, you're detouring and you're catching this little side piece, so it has to go through it too. And that's what makes it, it's like it's a connected single crochet is what it is. If you get right down to, oops, split my cord. Split my cord. Okay, let's go back here. Now I'm going to show you a little secret you can use for bulky or really thin thread in a minute here. You go through that back loop, you come down in the next stitch, go through both loops, pull your loop through, and without adding another loop, you come right through that little piece that you grabbed from the back. Now there's your single crochet. When you pull your loop through, if you grab it here, like that, it makes it real easy to find that little back loop. Can't hide from you. You grabbed it already. Go through the next loop, the next stitch, pull out a loop. I'm doing this a little tight, I think. Pull it through that little piece that you got off the back. Come here, you. Don't be bashful. There we go. Grab that little back loop. Pull your loop through for your single crochet. Then grab that little back stitch and put it through the next stitch. Pull up your loop. Pull it through that little back piece that you grabbed. Catch it. Pull through both loops. And when you get going, it's pretty easy. Like I said, I've been doing this tight. I gotta. Whoops. See what I just did? Do you see what I just did? I'm talking to you instead of paying attention. Go through and pull up your loop. Pull it through that back piece. Then catch the next back piece and pull your stitch through. Grab that. Come down into your next loop, your next stitch. I'm not using the right terminology, am I? Pull your loop up through the next stitch. Pull it through that piece of cord we grabbed from the back. Grab the next piece of cord. Pull your loop through both your stitches. So this is single crochet, but you've added a connected dimension that makes it really strong. I mean really strong. If I do it loose enough, I don't have to grab it, but it really helps, especially if you're doing anything fuzzy or with chenille. Oh, for Pete's sakes, do yourself a favor, grab that little piece. Chenille is next to impossible to find that little back piece. You're never sure whether you have the right one or not. But if you do it loose, you don't have that problem. And doing it loose does not mean you're going to have a loose stitch. It seems to tighten itself up some way. Get that little back stitch. If you look on your chain, here's your stitches, and you got this little loop that came up. This is what came through and made your stitch up here. And that's the one you want to grab right there. So you look, if you lose it, look at the top of your stitches. Follow it to the last stitch and look at that little loop that's coming up around the back. That's the one you grab. Well, I had it a minute ago, and I lost it again. I'm going to split it. There we go. And without pulling a loop through it, you go immediately into the next stitch, pull up a loop, pull that loop through that little piece you grabbed in back, and then finish your single crochet. So through that back piece, through the next stitch, pull up a loop, pull that loop through that piece you just grabbed in back, grab the next one, pull your loop through, snag it, go into your last stitch, pull up your loop, go through two. Is that my last stitch? No, I think this little bump back here is my last stitch. Okay. Through two, pull up that last one, come down here in my little bump, a little end bump, my last stitch. Ah, stubborn little fella, ain't you? And through that one, and through those two, and then chain two. And a nice square end, so I guess I did it right. Okay, now go back, you look at the top of your stitches. See the top of your stitches? This stitch here is the one that belongs to this vertical. That belongs to your chain. This is the stitch it came out of, okay? So you want to go in the stitch that comes out of it, which is this one. Go into the next one from the end. Pull through. Pull through. So you go into you follow the top of your chain back, if you didn't grab it, and you find that end that's going down in the last stitch. Come around to the front, pull it through that piece that you got. Go ahead and grab your next piece. You don't have to look for it, it's just there. See, it's not that slow when you do it right. What did I do? What I do? Okay. I don't want it too loose. I want it tight. So I can't go overboard. Pull it through there. Grab my loop. Go through there. Go through there. Pull it through that piece, pull it through both, grab my little loopy over here, go through that, go through the next piece. Because I make it so tight I keep going up like that. Make sure I got the full diameter of the stitch. Here, there, there, through there. I'm just grabbing it here. I did it again. I'm not paying attention. Through that stitch, that loop, and you don't pull up a loop, you just go through it. Go in the next stitch. You pull that through that little piece. Pull your loop through. Go through it, go through the next stitch, grab your loop, pull it through that little piece you caught in back, through there, through there, through there, and out here again. So here's width number 5, using an eye hook. Looks about the same size as the 6 with the bulk, well, a little bit smaller than the 6, I guess. Definitely a nice look though. That was an eye hook, and this is an eye hook. Even though that's 4 and this is 5, they still look pretty close together. But this feels, this particular material feels much denser. The homespun has a denser feel to it. But again, it doesn't give much in this way. It does give in this way. So you could use it, if you use it for a strap, you can go back and forth this way and have a nice wide strap that won't keep getting longer. If you want a bag that will elongate, you do it this way. If you want a bag that stays put, you do it this way. Okay? Anyway, that's my little goodies. Here's the 4-ply. Doing it very close with an a F hook, and a 4-ply with an H hook, a J hook, an I hook, a J hook for the fuzzy. If you use the fuzzy, don't try to find those back loops. You pull them out. And the number 5 homespun, also with an I hook. So there you have it. It's a really neat. I really love this. I want to love my purse. Nice and dense, and strong. Oh, this won't wear out for a very, very, very long time. It's just regular acrylic yarn. Okay, I hope you liked that. I enjoy having these experiments. It is so much fun. It really is. So I would call this, you could call it a connected single. It's certainly a modified single. It's a very tight single. So I think probably the best call would be a connected single. Very dense. You can call it the dense stitch. It's great. Anyway, you guys, happy hooking, you guys. Enjoy. Whoops. That's my TV remote. I don't think that'll turn it off. Have fun, guys. Bye-bye.